Hey, how are ya? Thanks for tuning by if you just ran into this channel by any chance. If you happen to already know me and you ran into this channel, hi, how are ya? Thanks for joining me, and I hope you're doing well. It's currently the 27th of February 2018. This marks the official start of my second year of university at Monash University here in Melbourne, Australia. And this also marks the official beginning of my documentation / YouTube blogging channel. What's happening? So for those that don't know me, my name is Juan Rodriguez. I am an emerging contemporary artist and art student studying here at Monash University in Melbourne, Australia. Currently on my second year, as previously said before. Yeah, and basically this channel is going to serve for a couple of things. The first and foremost, it's going to be a pretty raw channel, so a lot of handheld stuff and a lot of just really random conversations with you guys. And yeah, so it's just going to be documenting pretty much my work. So in this channel I aim to do a couple of things as well, and that's show you guys, you know, the steps from A to B to all the way to Z of how to make contemporary art and what goes behind contemporary art. In this case for me it's a lot of installation and spatial practice as well as sculptural work, so you guys will get to see a lot of that, a lot of the thoughts and processes behind it. I also want to look into some readings, so discuss some theories and some philosophies about contemporary art and art in general. So we'll be looking at some of my favorite artists and kind of just dissecting our works and kind of seeing what makes them work, what we like about them, and how we can apply that to our own art and just the philosophy of life in general. And then finally, I just want to grow and connect with a bigger audience and just kind of show people what I have to offer. So I really want to start this channel off with I guess doing like a little bit of like a fun thing, so preparing for uni, and I guess just take you through a journey of how I get to uni, and I guess you guys will be the first to also see what my studio looks like. Yeah, so I'm really excited. Yeah, and we'll see what happens. Let's do it. So let's start with the essentials. So these are the essentials when it comes to the creative subjects. For drafting and everything, this is pretty much what you need. We'll start with this. So I got my trusty Surface Pro, which, you know, allows me to draw on it. Pretty much it handles everything from editing all the way to making 3D art and, you know, Illustrator and Photoshop and, you know, resourcing and all that trusty stuff happens here with the little hard drive or SSD. I don't know. I'm not a tech savvy person, but yeah, so there's that. We got a notebook which I use to write stuff and, you know, kind of print stuff out and just make notes, and a sketchbook, you know, nothing too big, nothing too small either, just kind of the right size. Then a pencil case, obviously I like this one because of the pop art kind of like appeal it has, pretty nice. Tape, a series of drawing pencils all the way from 8B to HB, so a pretty good spectrum right there. Series of fine liners, you know, red and obviously, you know, all different kinds of widths. Safety glasses, we're gonna start using these especially during the woodworking and welding stuff and a lot of installation, so these are very handy if you're doing a lot of labor. A series of a limited palette of color pencils, it's kind of like shading with black and white but with color. Just happen to have a metallic paint marker, just because, you know, it's nice to have stuff that you can accent with. And yeah, your trusty blade. This one has stuff on it, but, you know, it works very nice, very sharp, so be careful when you're using this. Maybe use one of these, and just a spare, you never know. Eraser, obviously, and then some series of highlighters, just, you know, to highlight stuff that you think might be necessary from your readings or just in general for information. So yeah, so those are the essentials. We'll get adding more as, you know, the year goes by. Don't worry, I'll be adding all that, and if you guys want to know specifically what it is, just let me know and I'm more than happy to do a write down or, you know, a photo thing or an in-depth video explaining why and what those things actually do. So, you know, again, if there's stuff that you guys want to specifically know about, I'm more than happy to break it down for you guys, or try my best to try break it down. I'm really excited, so let's get to packing and let's go to uni and check out the studio. I forgot to show you this, but this is the backpack I'll be using this year, for most of this year. And what I mean by most is because last year, this pretty much becomes kind of like a tool where you just pack all the essentials. But as you'll see this year, and that happened to me last year as well, when you're doing installation work and sculpture work, really you're doing, bigger things. So therefore you're not really using your backpack for this kind of stuff. Breakfast fruit champions, Thai tea, vanilla yogurt with honey, it's a muesli. So I'm on my way to uni right now. I've got a interesting wardrobe going on. Yeah. Alright, so I'm wrapping a big day up. I didn't really get to film much of the studio, otherwise just the footage I got from the studio. But yeah, here's my first project. It's brief. Yeah, we're basically looking at the body matters. So using the body as a form of a medium with the body. We're just even considering how the body is used to make art. So we'll be looking at a few examples of performance art and just artists that have used their body as a medium to make art. So like Bruce Nauman, that would be a very popular one. Yves Klein as well, who painted with bodies. So I have a couple of ideas, and I'll just show you what I've drafted so far, and I'll just get talking about them in a little bit. That way you get a sense of how it works. All right, welcome back, guys. So this is eventually an idea of what my sketchbook looks like. The day today is the 27th. And this is kind of just, I guess, the very, very, very rough surface. This is literally what I just started. I started writing what I thought, but I just do quick notes, and that's kind of when I like to keep it to. I don't like to write in-depth stuff. So yeah, I guess this channel in a way accommodates that, replaces that. So yeah, it's nice to have that. Yeah, I've been looking at different points. So like, what is the body? Then thinking about the metaphysical, the spiritual, religious, the non-religious, anything or whatever. Political versus poetic artworks, performative versus refrained artworks, solo versus collaborative. It just works together. Asking the question, how can the body be used to make art? How does the body respond to art making? So those are like the two big questions. Just thinking about sound with video sculpture, or only sound only, and just thinking of all these different ideas. And my first idea was really revolving around this cool kind of concept of just walking backwards on your everyday life. So for instance, like, walking backwards from work to where you live. So taking the train and everything backwards. Seems like a silly idea, but it's quite, rebellious against nature. And in a way, it makes you see the world differently. Kind of like, this whole idea of that time goes one way, but all of a sudden you're going against it, and therefore the world now looks like it's slowed down or it's in reverse. So it's fighting nature with the body. And I think that's a very interesting and beautiful gesture. So we'll look into that more in depth. Tomorrow I'll just talk about this idea. We'll develop it more, and we'll break it down, and you'll see how we go from there. I might end up doing this, I might not end up doing this. We'll see what happens, but that's the beauty of it. Alright, so that concludes today's vlog. With this vlog, I'm kind of aiming to maybe upload 2 to 3 times a week, or sometimes maybe just once. We'll see what happens, how the workload and everything goes. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this channel, what you thought about this episode. I know I'm not perfect. This whole thing is going to be kept raw, so handheld and with just the audio from my phone. Yeah, I'm interested to see what you guys think. I also would like to know where you guys are from and what you guys do. If you guys study at university, what are you studying? If you're studying art, then that's awesome. Please let me, hit me up with your links. I want to see your work. And yeah, don't forget, if you want to subscribe. If you want to share with your friends and family, please feel free to do that. Feel free to like or dislike the video if you didn't like it. That's cool as well. You can check out my socials down below. And you can also check out Avani's socials down below. No. You'll see her quite a lot in the videos as well. So yeah. Have a good night or a good day wherever you are. the stars shine upon you and the sun smiles right upon you. Yeah, that's very cheesy. See you later.
Happy birthday if it's your birthday.
Stay alien.